So I'm going to go ahead and start. Welcome, and thank you for joining us for Family Trivia inspired by the book No Fixed Address by Susan Nielsen. My name is Mary Kelly. I work with the Hillsboro Public Library, and today's event is part of Hillsboro Reads, which is the library's community-wide reading program. The books this year are Nomadland by Jessica Bruder, and our student book selection is No Fixed Address by Susan Nielsen. These books both have themes of housing and economic insecurity, which is also currently impacting many Hillsboro families and individuals across ages, cultures, and backgrounds. We owe a special thanks to the Friends of the Hillsboro Public Library and the Library Foundation for making this and all of our Hillsboro Reads possible. And with that, I'd like to introduce you to your host, Rob, and he's going to be leading you guys in some pretty fun trivia today.
Hello. Like Mary said, this is part of our Hillsboro Reads program. The book, No Fixed Address, is intended for like juvenile to adult readers, so for the young age. And this trivia, which is inspired by the book, but not specifically about the book, so you definitely don't have to have read it, is just kind of fun questions of varying difficulties that I'm hoping all ages can help participate in. So if you want to, you'll probably need a piece of paper to help score yourself. We're going to go through a list of questions and then do answers at the end of each section. There's 4 sections. So if you have something for your family or your team to write on, that would be really helpful. But let's go ahead and get started. All right. The book itself, if you haven't had the chance to read it, is a really good look at a Canadian teenager who is experiencing houselessness and his sort of struggles with his family and his friends and holding it all together while trying to pull things together for a quiz show. And having a quiz show inspired us to do a trivia like this. It's a really fun book. If you haven't gotten the chance to read it, I enjoyed it very much. Round 1, let's get cheesy. The name Doritos is derived from the word Doradito, which means what? It's the name of a person. Little bits of gold, small crispy wedge, or D, little cheese shard. If you have comments or questions, you can ask them in the chat, but please refrain from answers or hints because we do want everyone to have a chance to answer this. Some questions will be multiple choice like this. Some will be true or false. Some will be open-ended. Question 2, true or false? A janitor invented flamin' hot Cheetos by sprinkling chili powder on the traditional variety and is now VP at PepsiCo's North American division. True or false? Question 3. What year were goldfish crackers introduced to the US by Pepperidge Farm? A, 1942, B, 1952, C, 1962, or D, 1972? Give it your best guess. And remember, we'll be answering these at the end of the round, so if you can record your answer, please do. Question 4. This is the most popular cheese cracker in the United States and was introduced by the Green and Green Company in 1921. They are now manufactured by the Kellogg Company through its Sunshine Biscuits division. The most popular cheese cracker in the United States. Question number 5. Is there any real cheese in Velveeta? Is there any real cheese in Velveeta? Question 6. This cheese and crackers combination, which was originally intended for grade school student lunches, was released by Nabisco in the 1980s and came with a small red plastic spreader for the cheese. Cheese and crackers combination intended for grade school lunches. Question 7. What character is the official mascot for Frito-Lay's Cheetos brand snacks? What character is the official mascot for Frito-Lay's Cheetos brand snacks? Question 8. Per capita, Canadians consume 55% more boxes than Americans of this product, which they call Kraft Dinner. Per capita, Canadians consume 55% more boxes than Americans of this product, which they call Kraft Dinner. All right, I'm going to give you a second to review those questions that we did and get your answers. If you missed a question, I've got it here in the slides. You can do your answer now before we go through it. We'll test your knowledge on these cheesy snacks. We came up with these questions because one of Felix's favorite foods in the books was cheesy snacks, and he's a cheesy snack connoisseur. So we'll see if you can measure up. All right, let's do this. And if you get a correct answer, go ahead and give yourselves 1 point and 0 points for a wrong answer. I'll let you know if the points divide up. If I have a multiple answer question, I'll tell you if it's worth 2 if you get them both, etc. So 1 point for a right answer, 0 points for a wrong. If you can keep track of your own score, that would be fantastic. The name Doritos is derived from the word Doradito, which means what? The correct answer, little bits of gold. B, give yourself 1 point. A janitor invented Flamin' Hot Cheetos by sprinkling chili powder on the traditional variety and is now VP at PepsiCo's North American division. True or false? It is true. 1 point. What year were goldfish crackers introduced to the US by Pepperidge Farm? C, 1962. This is the most popular cheese cracker in the United States and was introduced by the Green and Green Company in 1921. They are now manufactured by Kellogg Company through its Sunshine Biscuits division. That is Cheez-Its. Is there any real cheese in Velveeta? Let's hope we all answered this correctly. It is no. While it contains whey and milk protein concentrates, which are pieces of what you need to make cheese, there is no real cheese in the current version of Velveeta. Do with that information as you will. Final 3. This cheese and crackers combination, which was originally intended for grade school student lunches, was released by Nabisco in the 1980s and came with a small red plastic spreader for the cheese. You can picture them. They are candy snacks. What character is the official mascot for Frito-Lay's Cheetos brand snacks? Chester Cheetah. Per capita, Canadians consume 55% more boxes than Americans of this product, which they call Kraft Dinner. It is the staple, macaroni and cheese or Kraft macaroni and cheese. If you had either of those answers, give yourself a point. All right. Because I do the youth STEM programs, I can't help but include a little bit of science in our program today. So why do stinky cheeses such as Brie or blue cheese stink? Now go ahead. If you have the answer, go ahead and write it in the chat because I'm happy to hear your theories on what makes Brie cheese stink. I see bacteria. Any other answers? Well, bacteria is going to be right. It's the introduction of mold or bacteria that break down the cheese to enhance flavor and texture also produces potent gases. And the most often the one that's going to stink and smell the worst is ammonia. So very good job coming up with the right answer to that one. And we do like to have a little cheese science there. I just think it's fascinating that you can introduce specific strains of bacteria to get different flavors. All right, round 2 is our facts about France and Canada. How many tons of snails do the French eat per year? A, 25,000. B, 45,000. C, 100,000. Or D, 125,000 pounds of tons of snail. True or false? Supermarkets in France cannot throw away food. True or false? How many countries have French as an official language? A, 12. B, 29. C, 30. Or D, 41. A, 12, B, 29, C, 30, D, 41. What is the national bird of Canada? Multiple choice. A, the Canada goose. We have plenty of those right back in the pond here at Hillsboro. B, the gray jay. C, the whiskey jack. Or D, the American beaver. What is national bird of Canada? Is it the Canada goose, the gray jay, the whiskey jack, or the American beaver? About what percentage of modern English words are of French origin? A, 10%, B, 15%, C, 35%, or D, 45%. What percentage of modern English words are of French origin? 10, 15, 35, or 45%. The Eiffel Tower is 1,063 feet tall and located in which French city? If this feels easy to you, go ahead and ask somebody smaller if they see if they know the answer. The Eiffel Tower is located in which French city? True or false? The Canadian penny features the American beaver. True or false? The Canadian penny features the American beaver. Question 8. This island nation gained independence from France in 1804 with the largest and most successful slave rebellion in recorded history. Was it A, French Polynesia, B, Tahiti, C, Haiti, or D, Papua New Guinea? This island nation gained independence from France in the largest and most successful slave rebellion in history. French Polynesia, Tahiti, Haiti, or Papua New Guinea? Canada contains both the world's largest freshwater protected area, Lake Superior National Marine Conservation Area at 3,900 square miles, and the largest intact forest on Earth. How large is the undeveloped boreal forest of Canada? 440,000 square miles, 840,000 square miles, 950,000 square miles, D, 1,200,000 square miles. This is the largest undeveloped boreal forest of Canada. How large is it? Unbroken and intact. All right, take a second to round up your answers if you wrote them down. If you missed one, take a second now to take a look at it. And we will go over the answers for this one, and we will score them. How much did you know about France and Canada, our neighbor to the north? Number 1, how many tons of snails do the French eat per year? It is 25,000 tons of snails. And I want to know how many tons of butter. True or false? Supermarkets in Canada cannot throw away food. This is true. France passed a law meaning that any food nearing its expiration date must be donated to a charity or food bank to help reduce hunger and prevent food waste. Number 3, how many countries have French as an official language? B, 29. What is the national bird of Canada? This is a trick question. B and C are both correct because they are the same bird, the gray jay and the whiskey jack. If you answered B, give yourself 1 point. If you answered C, give yourself a point. And if you answered B and C, great work, give yourself 2 points. And what percentage of modern English words are of French origin? 45%, almost half the language has some basis in French. All right, for a second subset of questions, I'll give you a second in case you missed any and need to scribble in an answer. What city is the Eiffel Tower located in? If you got that, if you know it, go ahead and put that in the chat too. I want to see if we got that one. It is indeed Paris, the city of love. 1 point. True or false? The Canadian penny features the American beaver. False. The penny featured a maple leaf and was discontinued in 2012. The Canadian nickel does feature the American beaver. Question 8. This island nation gained independence from France in 1804 with the most successful slave rebellion in history. It is Haiti. Fascinating history there. Some people believe the reason Napoleon failed to conquer in the United States is because Haiti gave him such a hard time. This side of the world was written off. How large is the undeveloped boreal forest of Canada? It is 1,200,000 square miles. All right, our next section of the trivia is about game shows. Because Felix, his favorite game show is Who, What, Where, When, which he does get the opportunity to play on in the book. We decided to do a little bit of game show trivia for you. So let's put on our thinking hats. We won't be winning any money today, but we can answer some questions. I'm hoping that there's some in here that are younger listeners will be able to take part in. Part game show, part talk show. This 1947 broadcast was famously hosted by Groucho Marx. Was it You Bet Your Life, B, The Gong Show, C, To Tell the Truth, or D, What's My Line? This 1947 game show hosted by Groucho Marx. You Bet Your Life, The Gong Show, To Tell the Truth, or What's Mine? Question 2. What TV competition features obstacles like the salmon ladder, the spider jump, and the flying nunchucks? If anybody can tell me another obstacle in this particular game show, I'm willing to give it an extra point. Go ahead and type that into the chat at any time, and I'll give you a point if you know that if you can give me an extra obstacle. What TV competition features obstacles like the salmon ladder, spider jump, and the flying nunchucks? I see stick slider. We'll get to whether that's worth points in the answers. Love to see you participate. Question 3 from Jeopardy. The most any individual has ever won, including cash and prizes, from the long-running trivia show Jeopardy is $2.6 million, $3 million, C, $5.2 million, or D, $8.9 million. 2.6 million, 3 million, 5.2 million, or 8.9 million? What's the largest winnings on Jeopardy? Question 4. Jimmy Donaldson is the real name of this YouTube sensation that earned an estimated $54 million in 2021 through his popular high-stakes video competitions. Was it A, Mr. Beast, B, Has Cheese, C, Blippi, or D, Smosh? $54 million in 2021 for this high-stakes YouTuber. Is it Mr. Beast, Has Cheese, Blippi, or Smosh? Which of these game shows was not hosted by Wayne Brady? The hint is he hosted a lot. The Wayne Brady Show, Game of Talents, The $100,000 Pyramid, Let's Make a Deal, Don't Forget the Lyrics, Celebrity Duets. And always remember, in a multiple choice question like this, guessing is fine. It's not the kind of question that everyone's immediately going to know the answer to, so that's why it's fun to have options, and we'll learn as we go. Which of these game shows was not hosted by Wayne Brady? Question 6. True or false? The green slime, or GAC, featured on many Nickelodeon game shows like You Can't Do That on Television and Double Dare, was originally made of cake batter and food dye, but later changed to vanilla pudding and applesauce. If you ever make slime yourself, you can go ahead and tell me your ingredients for our slime recipe. I'll make that worth a point as well. If you've ever made slime and you have a slime recipe, what do you use to put it together? I'll accept answers for a point. Green slime, featured on Nickelodeon game shows like You Can't Do That on Television and Double Dare, was originally made of cake batter and food dye, but later changed to vanilla pudding and applesauce. True or false? Question 7. This 2008 Rags to Riches film adaptation follows an 18-year-old Indian Muslim from the slums of Mumbai as he recounts the events of his life that resulted in knowing all the answers during his time on the game show Kaun Banega Korapati. A 2008 film adaptation about a game show about an 18-year-old Indian Muslim from the slums of Mumbai. Question 8. Which of these titles was not a game show in the 1970s? A, Blankety Blank, B, Tic-Tac-Toe, C, The Game Game, or D, The No Show? Not worth a point, but you can also vote on which one of these is the worst title. Game show from the not a game show from the 1970s. Blankety Blank, Tic-Tac-Toe, The Game Game, or The No Show? All right, again, take a second if you missed any of the questions to write down an answer or change your answers, and we'll go over the answers to our game show quiz. Number 1, part game show, part talk show. This 1947 broadcast was famously hosted by Groucho Marx. It is You Bet Your Life. 2, this Nickelodeon game show debuting in 1993. Oh, I did not change that slide. This was our, which one had obstacles like the salmon ladder, the spider jump, or the, put in the stick slider, which is definitely an answer. The correct answer for that one is American Ninja Warrior. If you put American Ninja Warrior for question 2, you got a point. And if you supplied an obstacle from the show, go ahead and give yourself a point as well. There's like Wingnut, stick slider, many more. Oh, let's put the answer in there. All right, the most any individual has ever won on Jeopardy is $5.2 million by contestant Brad Rutter. He mostly got to that through tournaments of champions and specialty play. He only played, I think it was 3 straight rounds, because at the current time, those are the rules. You could only win for 3 rounds going on. So not one of the longest winning, but definitely one of the, well, he is the highest winning contestant on Jeopardy. Number 4. Jimmy Donaldson is the real name of this YouTube sensation. He earned $54 million in 2021. A, Mr. Beast. The game show, not hosted by Wayne Brady, out of all those options, was the $100,000 Pyramid. True or false? The green slime from Nickelodeon on shows like Double Dare was originally made of kite batter and food dye, but later changed to vanilla pudding and applesauce. The answer is false. It's always been vanilla pudding and applesauce and remains such. Again, if you managed to come up with a slime recipe yourself, go ahead and give yourself an extra point for that. 7. This 2008 Rags to Riches film adaptation follows an 18-year-old Indian Muslim from the slums of Mumbai, as he recounts his life events that allowed him to resulted in knowing all the answers during his time on the game show Kwan Banega for a penny. That is Slumdog Millionaire. All right, number 8. Which of these titles was not a game show in the 1970s? The No Show. All right, now we're going to do what's called a picture round. You want to go ahead and lean into your screen and make 10 spots if you've got a piece of paper to record your answer. I'm going to give you a few minutes, and this is a great one for if we have younger viewers there to take a look and see if they can guess these breakfast foods. I did this slide because in the books, Felix goes to a brunch spot. Doesn't mention it by name, but it was probably referring to the Elbow Room, a diner in Vancouver, Canada, that's very famous for having really rude wait staff. So it's a pretty fun part of the book. And I went and looked up their actual menu for these items. So if you can identify these 10 brunch items, they are all worth a point. I'm going to go ahead and give you a few minutes to do that. So take a look at the picture slides. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to write those in the chat. But otherwise, let's record your answers on these brunch items. All right, now that everyone is hungry, I hope you've placed your orders. Go ahead and come back. We'll go over the answers to these. I'm hoping you got a bunch of these right. There may be some surprises. Let's go ahead and see. All right, number one, a Canadian staple, poutine. That's French fries and gravy, if you don't know. Number two, pancakes. Number three, French toast. Number four, pierogies. And five, eggs Benedict. Six, a BLT. Seven, omelet. Eight, hash browns. Nine, the cheeseburger. And 10, breakfast burrito. Did we get all of them? How many did you get? And if you have a favorite, definitely tell me your favorite in the chat. We always want to know. Or 8 hash browns. Great. All right, let's go ahead and continue on. Got one more round here. This is general trivia that actually came out of the book. If you read the book, you'll have an advantage on this, but this is just general trivia from the game show in the novel. What is the name of the second highest mountain in the world? These will be answered as we go. K2, worth a point. Who wrote 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea? Who wrote 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea? Jules Verne. Where is Timbuktu, the country? Can you name the country? Where is Timbuktu? The West African country of Mali. What does the Latin phrase caveat emptor mean? The Latin phrase caveat emptor. Go ahead and take a guess. Any guess will do. Silly or serious? The Latin phrase caveat emptor means buyer beware. What year did the Titanic sink? What year did the Titanic sink? 1912. Where in the world can you swim between tectonic plates? Where can you swim between tectonic plates? This is not something I knew. But the main character is a stickler for facts. He has a very good memory about these sort of things. It is Iceland, the country of Iceland. What does the symbol K stand for in the periodic table? The symbol K. Can you picture it? For a point, the symbol K, potassium. All right, folks. I hope you enjoyed the trivia. Go ahead and total your scores. I would love to see what you all get. There's no comparison, low stakes. I just hope you enjoyed it and had a chance to enjoy a variety of questions as part of this program. And since we are recording it, this will be put out later on YouTube if you want to challenge your friends or refer somebody to it. This recording will be made available after a few more of our events. So I hope you enjoyed the trivia. If you have any questions, feel free either in the question and answer or in the chat to go ahead and ask me. But other than that, I will turn it over to Mary to talk about some of our other programming.
Hey, everybody. I hope you guys enjoyed trivia. But before you leave, please take time to fill out our survey. I'm going to go ahead and put the link for that in the chat there. We would like you to provide your feedback on the event. We rely on your feedback to ensure that each year's Hillsboro Reads program is engaging and relevant to our Hillsboro community as possible. And we really value your guys' input. So please take a moment to do the survey. Also, check out our awesome upcoming events for Hillsboro Reads. We've got teen trivia, which actually is just this trivia, so you guys don't need to attend that. But if you have teens and you think they might like this trivia, have them head on over to Shoot Park. on March 16th from 6:30 to 7:30. Nomadland, the movie, we're going to have watch parties for both at both Shoot Park and Brookwood. Shoot Park on March 19th, we'll have Spanish subtitles, and we'll also have a Spanish discussion afterwards in Spanish. And at Brookwood, we are going to have one on the 20th from 1:30 to 4:30, and we'll have a discussion led by Mandy Goff, Hillsboro's Community Services Coordinator. That'll be great. You don't want to miss that. And especially our keynotes speaker, Jessica Bruder, the very author of Nomadland, very exciting, will be giving her keynote on March 26th from 7 to 8 p.m. You're going to want to register online, and I'm going to go ahead and put a link in here for you guys of where you guys can register. You can also go to our Hillsboro events page on our website and find all of these great things there. There's that for you. Once we end this session, there will also be another opportunity to get to that survey link. I hope you guys really enjoyed it today.
Thanks again, folks. Hope you can make it to other events. Have a good afternoon.